This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for being with us. Scott Dennis has the night off. Our top story tonight, a string of vehicle fires on Christmas night has caught the attention of investigators who are working on a possible connection. ABC7's Christopher Brantley spoke with some of those detectives. He joins us now live from Venice with why there may be more to this story. Christopher?
Good evening. And you know, vehicle fires are not inherently suspicious, but when 3 vehicle fires happen only hours apart, that's a bit of a different story.
They had to immediately mask up and go in, and I mean, conditions were pretty severe.
This was the scene Monday night. Around 6:30, a call came in about a vehicle fire.
Small fire, it was electric car, so we were kind of playing it by ear, and we wanted to make sure that there was no, electrical power, lithium batteries, that stuff.
Venice firefighters extinguished the flame and left. Nearly an hour and a half later, another call.
Where the cars were located in the alleyway, it was limited access, and with the wind blowing in, it was literally, the guys got on scene, they had to pack up immediately.
This time, the fire was about 30 feet from the first one.
We had 2 vehicles on the corner, heavily involved, fully involved, so it could have gotten a lot worse.
It could have been worse, says Battalion Chief Scott Blanchard, because the vehicles were near a building.
I'm guessing it's probably 25,000 square feet or more, and they had a heavy fire load inside the building itself.
It was challenging for firefighters to get their hoses to the cars safely. Thankfully, there were no injuries. At this point, the fires are now being investigated by the state fire marshal as a possible arson.
When you have 3 vehicles that catch on fire at one location, we just want to make sure the public understands that this is, at this point, we believe it to be an isolated incident. Still,
authorities are investigating, and they're hopeful the public can be of help.
We just really do hope that if they do come across something or hear someone talking about it, that they would contact us right away.
It'll be about 2 weeks until we find out from the state fire marshal what exactly started these fires. Now, if you have information that could help detectives, please contact the Venice Police Department. Their number is 941-486-2444. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher. With New Year's Eve this Sunday, local firefighters want to offer a few reminders on making it a safe start to 2018. ABC7's Marla Spence joins us from the Sarasota County Fire Station with a look at how you and your family can stay safe.
We don't want to see anybody get hurt, and we do see a number of emergencies happen just because of that kids are not paying attention or they're not using fireworks in the way they're supposed to be used.
Sarasota's Fire Department Chief Michael Regner says although this time of the year is considered one of the most exciting, it could easily end up being one of the most dangerous. Fireworks and sparklers can reach up to 1,800 degrees, and if not used correctly, it can cause serious injuries.
We do see a lot of calls that come in, 911 calls, people not adhering to the safety precautions, and there's a lot of safety precautions that we recommend.
Chief Regner says if you plan to use fireworks or sparklers, to hold them at arm's length, keep a fire extinguisher, water hose, and a bucket of water nearby, and never attempt to relight a sparkler. If you plan to buy fireworks this year, remember you have to purchase them from a licensed vendor. Chief Regner says one way parents can eliminate any burns or dangers is by giving their child glow sticks instead of sparklers. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Marla. And speaking of New Year's, what can you tell us about the forecast for the celebration? Steve, what does it look like for us?
Jacqueline, this is the time of year when the weather starts changing, the forecast accuracy kind of goes down a little bit. So it's hard to say. How many is that? That's 4 days away. I think there's a chance of some sprinkles in the evening, but it's more likely to wait off until later on New Year's Day, like 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning. But it's the transition day. New Year's Day will be when everything changes. All that rain continues up in the northern panhandle. That's the 3rd day in a row they've had it up there. And we had some fog this morning that formed and then lifted into low overcast and eventually blew off the coast. And look at that rain up to the north and rain off the Atlantic coast, but none for us until New Year's Day. Future radar prediction for the night shows that we will continue to be dry with those cooling northeast winds, and temperatures will continue to cool as we move into the weekend from these unseasonable warmth we've had the last few days, actually for the last week or so. Variable clouds is the forecast. Looking at our evening planner with temperatures cooling off into the 60s. The complete forecast coming up. Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Looking forward to it. 3 children under the age of 10 are in serious to critical condition tonight after what troopers are calling a hit-and-run crash on I-75. Naples man Billy Catherwood was arrested this morning in that investigation. He is accused of DUI and leaving the scene of a crash. 2 girls, ages 6 and 8, were thrown out of the SUV that they were riding in when a pickup truck hit their vehicle in between Apollo Beach and Sun City. A 10-year-old boy and the driver was also injured. FHP troopers found the truck abandoned about 13 miles away from the accident in Manatee County. And the Florida Highway Patrol is investigating after a fatal crash on US 41 around 11 o'clock this morning. Troopers say Palmetto man Albert McKinnon was pronounced dead at the scene near 69th Street East. They say he had been driving on US 41 when he went off the road. His pickup truck crossing the median, then the northbound lanes before crashing through a fence and traveling across a field. An update now on 2 new roundabouts on US 41 in Sarasota. Crews are starting to remove the center median between 10th and 14th Streets. That median has to be demolished to make way for a temporary southbound traffic lane during construction. That traffic change will start in a couple weeks to avoid the extra holiday traffic. Construction will continue until July of 2019 for the new roundabouts at 41 and 10th and 41 and 14th Streets. Well, plans are moving ahead to demolish one of Manatee County's most historic places, and there are some who are still hoping it can be saved. This home, built by Charles Covington and his sons more than 100 years ago on 11th Avenue west of Bradenton, has certainly seen better days. It's known as the county's oldest home built by an African American, and unless something drastic happens, it's scheduled to be demolished in the near future. Some residents say this rundown structure has become a place for drug activity, vandalism, and a spot where the homeless camp out.
They hope to at least get a historic marker here on the site denoting the home. But, you know, if there's somebody with some deep pockets out there, or organization looking for a project, standing behind me is one that we'd love to have someone take on.
A demolition date for the home has yet to be set. No one from the city of Bradenton could be reached for a comment. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. Richard, I know the market was only open 4 days this week, but it looks like we have another record close today.
Jacqueline, you're exactly right. The 71st time, if you can believe that, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has closed at a record high 71 times this year, and we did it again today. The Dow finished close to the high of the day, and we are only 163 points short of Dow Jones 25,000 just this year. We've seen 20,000, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Quite a year it's been. Well, let's see how we finished the day, and we did finish with a record close for the Dow. There you see it up 63 points, 1/4% at 24,837.51 on light volume of 581 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day up 16/100%, not quite 11 points at 6,950.16. That on a volume of 1,426 million shares. The S&P joined the party as well, up almost 0.2%. Not quite 5 points at 2,687.54. And talking about joining the party, how about Netflix? Its shares were up today by more than 4%, and year to date, the company's gains are more than 55%. The FANG stocks, as they are called, that's Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Quite a year they've had. The first 3, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, every one of them up more than 50% for the year, 50. The laggard, if I can use that term, was Google. It's only up 36% so far this year with 1 trading day to go. So, Jacqueline, need I say, the year has been nothing short of extraordinary.
Wow, certainly has. Well, what can we expect for 2018?
Well, what we're seeing right now is more of the same. Certainly interest rates remain low. Consumer confidence is very high. Retail did very well at Christmas time. I think it would be unrealistic to expect that we could duplicate 2017. But that being said, let me wish you and all of our viewers and all of our working colleagues here a very happy and a very healthy 2018.
Thank you so much, Richard, and we're so blessed to have you here with us every single day.
Thank you.
All right, well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a power outage at the happiest place on earth, a look at what park goers went through during the confusion. And meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, as you get older, do you find that you may have some trouble thinking? A way to ward off mild cognitive impairment, coming up in Health Smart.
ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more.
Can you imagine going to Disney, paying all of that money on tickets, and then having the power go out? Well, that's exactly what happened for hundreds of tourists at the Anaheim, California theme park. As Kim Hutcherson reports, some people even getting stranded on rides as the happiest place on earth went dark.
It's called the happiest place on earth, but on Wednesday, that happiness was cut short for some after the power went out at Disneyland. According to a park spokesperson, a transformer issue caused all of Mickey's Toontown and parts of Fantasyland to go dark. About a dozen attractions went offline, essentially trapping many people on rides. Guests were safely escorted off, but in at least one case, not soon enough. One park-goer who was on It's a Small World says it took almost 30 minutes to be removed from the ride after it stopped, with the theme song playing as they sat in darkness.
So that'll be in most of our heads probably for the following year, but everyone was calm.
Disneyland had to stop admitting new guests Wednesday afternoon and was only accepting guests for re-entry. Christmas week is notoriously busy for the popular theme park, attracting more crowds than usual since many kids are out of school for winter break. This is the second time a power issue has caused a change of plans for people this holiday season. 2 weeks ago, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, the busiest in the world, lost all electricity for nearly 11 hours. More than 1,000 flights were canceled, and thousands of passengers were left scrambling to change their holiday travel. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Well, wicked winter weather continues to keep hold of a big part of the country. The winter blast creating a mix of brutally cold temperatures and historic snowfall. In International Falls, Minnesota, the self-proclaimed nation's icebox, temperatures today hitting 3 degrees. That's significantly better, though, than yesterday when the thermometer dropped to 37 degrees below zero, which was shattering the record of 32 below set all the way back in 1924. And in Chicago, frozen pipes bursting, causing flooding in neighborhoods and icing the streets. And over in Erie, Pennsylvania, more than 5 feet of snow, also breaking a 91-year-old record.
Today we'll be out probably 10, 15 hours easily. We've been out since 2 in the morning.
In Oswego County, New York, a state of emergency has been declared after a record 62 inches of snow in that area. We were just talking about that with meteorologist Steve Newman, just how cold that is. Oh,
yeah, just north of Oswego, where they just talked about Watertown, New York, which you've had some history there. 32 below zero this morning broke the record there. And
it makes me cold just thinking about it.
I know. Well, some of that chill's eventually going to get here. We're only going to luck out for so long. Maybe about a week's time we'll get it. And I'll show you about that in a minute. But now let's take a look what a beautiful day it was today with some high clouds, early morning, low clouds and fog that cleared by early afternoon. And as we look at our Lakewood Ranch camera, it's mainly sunny day, not bad at all, even though we're in the vicinity of a stationary front that's just wobbling over us right now. Currently, as we look live over Sarasota Bay from our ABC7 tower cam, it is 73 degrees, our dew point 62 with the humidity 68%, and a light north wind is starting a cooling trend that will continue through the weekend and into the new year. 69 at Tampa at this hour, 79 at Fort Myers. You can kind of see that cold front is kind of between Fort Myers and Tampa, is resulting in those temperatures. 73 at Parrish, 78 at Punta Gorda. So it's very diffuse and wobbling back and forth. So it's kind of say, well, here is where the cold front is, but you got an idea. It's around. To the north, a lot of rain continues up in the Panhandle, not flooding rain or anything, but it just doesn't seem to stop round after round. While to the south, it's been fair over the southern half of Florida. And we did have that fog this morning. You can kind of see it. Let's go back in time one more time, kind of clearing off and blowing off the coast during the afternoon. Radar shows the rain up north as well as off the coast, but it is staying away from us, and we shouldn't see any rain on the Suncoast until New Year's Day. Well, here is that stationary front kind of wobbling down there, and here is the jet stream and a stationary front all the way down into Texas, and that will give you an idea of where the cold air is. And we can see, yes, it is cool all the way down to Monterrey, Mexico, 48, 45 at Houston, but that bitter chill continues in the north, and it's not going anywhere. It's just going to deepen as we move into the new year and eventually brush us with some cooler weather. Let's take a look. Now, this is a long-range forecast out 7 days, but both the European and the U.S. models are indicating that we will be brushed by this in about a week's time. Friday morning is what I'm going to show you, is that cold air between now and the first week, the first few days of the new year spread southward. And by about 7 a.m. on Friday, January 5th, temperatures in the 30s. The European model is a few degrees cooler than this. This is a conservative estimate, but again, it's way out there, and we'll take a look at it day by day to see the progress of this forecast. Have a lot better confidence in this 48-hour forecast from our RPM Futurecast model, showing that stationary front wobbling down there, high pressure giving us that north wind cooling us off, but fair to partly cloudy skies as we move into the weekend. And here comes the front for New Year's Eve, and I think it will get here somewhere late on Sunday evenings, early morning hours on Monday. I'm hoping that we won't have any sprinkles or showers for the dropping of the pineapple downtown, but there's a chance of it, but a very slim chance at the moment. Here's my forecast for tonight. We'll have variable clouds and patchy fog. Our low temperature 58, still warmer than normal for one last night, and for tomorrow a cloudy sun mix with cooler temperatures, high only 71. So we're actually cooler than normal for the first time in a long time. And our 7-day outlook shows as we move into the new year, we will have temperatures pretty much around 70, 71 degrees. And then the front comes through New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, dropping temperatures to 64 with a 30% chance of showers or rain on Monday, a 40% on Tuesday. And you can see that cool air filtering in. And just beyond that Thursday I showed you, the temperatures could be on Friday morning down into the 30s. We'll keep you posted on that. Jacqueline.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Steve. Now to your first alert traffic. We are seeing a crash on Bee Ridge Road in the westbound lanes near McIntosh Road. It is causing some delays, and we are also seeing some slowdowns on I-75 southbound near Bee Ridge and heading northbound near University Parkway. In health news tonight, forgetfulness and trouble thinking are often regarded as a natural part of aging. But now, as ABC News correspondent Serena Marshall reports, top neurologists say there might be one thing you can try to fend off cognitive decline.
Whether it's a misplaced set of keys or a forgotten appointment, mild cognitive impairment, or MCI, is a condition that strikes millions of Americans. Rare in younger adults, it affects more than 1 in 4 people over 80. And nearly 15% of the time, it leads to dementia. But this week, in an updated set of guidelines, the American Academy of Neurology offering some hope that a simple activity, regular exercise, just might help. Past research showing that 6 months of exercise training appears to improve measures of cognition. The evidence still too preliminary to prove this benefit for sure, but it never hurts to get regular exercise, and it has other benefits as well. So go ahead and work up a sweat. You might also be strengthening your odds against cognitive impairment. With this Medical Minute, I'm Serena Marshall, ABC News.
A revolutionary new approach to weight loss is catching the attention of people looking to shed some extra pounds. In the newly released book, The Personalized Diet, researchers at the Institute of Culinary Education detail how measuring your blood sugar is the key to losing weight.
For years, we've been trying to search for a silver bullet diet that would work for everybody, and we've been miserably failing. And that's because the best diet for each person really has to be tailored to that individual.
The doctors tested blood sugar levels in 1,000 people after every meal for a week. They found that while certain foods created a healthy response in some participants, it produced an unhealthy blood sugar spike in others. The doctors suggesting that to get the best results in your diet, you first need to know what foods you need to avoid. Coming up, a fan of a classic holiday movie gets the cops called on him for his Christmas display. Plus, bird watchers everywhere rejoice. There's a new bird in the nest that you don't want to miss.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Why settle for less when you can shop the Suncoast's largest selection of America's favorite vehicles? Come take a drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Florida Studio Theater has extended the 8-time Tony Award winner Once. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once is now playing through January 14th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
It's not hard to imagine the cops being called for Halloween decorations, but Christmas decorations? Greg Nito talked with the Boulder, Colorado homeowner who says he was just trying to have a little fun.
They're great neighbors.
There are Christmas decorations.
I see a guy hanging off the roof.
Then there are Christmas exclamations.
And the ladder is tipped too.
At the corner of Forest and 11th in Boulder, if you do a double take, you're not alone.
I looked out the window, my kitchen window there one day, and I saw it, and I started to run out the back door.
In fact, your first reaction might be to call for help.
Saw kind of out of the corner of my eye a little commotion down there.
Which is exactly what happened today. Police, firefighters, and paramedics showing up outside Chris Olson's Newlands neighborhood home.
Turned and I saw everybody getting out of their vehicles, and then the police officer drove up and followed by the paramedics.
What they soon realized is the dude dangling from the eave is just a dummy.
But they were going to say they had to write it up and to forewarn that if any other people called that it wasn't an emergency.
The brains behind the Clark Griswold creation says he made the mannequin out of madness.
I have boxes of lights that I wanted to get up there, and they're all tangled, and it takes forever to untangle them.
And while the doll is supposed to resemble him,
how can people tell that's not you?
Because the butt's too flat.
He has no plans to take down his alter ego until maybe next Halloween.
My wife really didn't want me to do it this year, but I said no. It's an Olsen tradition. You know, I kind of. My dad was a big practical joker, and so I kind of got a little bit of that rolled into me.
Well, Olsen says he plans to continue his annual Christmas tradition. Well, yesterday we told you about one of the bald eagle Harriet's eggs hatching, and now we have even more eaglet news. Nature lovers around the globe watching via webcam yesterday evening as a second egg hatched. The new baby eaglet has been named E11 by viewers and joins E10 in the nest this year. The female bald eagle has been nesting in North Fort Myers since 2006. And we also have our very own osprey in our osprey cam. I think we even had two of them earlier today. That nest was a bit messy yesterday, but it looks like they have been doing a bit of house cleaning. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, the security of court facilities in the spotlight, what a judge has ruled in a right to carry case on the Suncoast. Plus a new rule for pharmacists and pharmacies starting the first of the year, how the change is expected to help the fight against the opioid epidemic.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. It turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. We are celebrating the arrival of a new year. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. We'll start by picking the perfect party dress with a fashion show by Panache on Main Street. Hosted Gourmet joins us with easy do-it-yourself appetizers for the holiday weekend, plus fine wines every month of the year with Michael Klauber, and we'll raise a glass to toast with Hyde Park Steakhouse. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.